guys, on today's video, I'm actually doing something a little different and a little special. So Thanksgiving is coming up and I wanted to be able to show you guys some really quick, easy things that you could make to keep on points. And specifically, I would say like 95 things are from Trader Joe's, except for I am going to share with you a little twist on one of my favorite family recipes for Thanksgiving that I think is going to come out to just one point, which is awesome. So because it is not Thanksgiving quite yet and I'm not going to quite indulge in everything, I am going to split this up into two different videos because I could only handle that much food on one day a year. Okay, so I am going to have two different dinners. They're each going to be 15 points a piece, and they're going to showcase all sorts of different things, and I'm really excited. So I'm going to be taste testing a lot of these things for you, except for my favorite family recipe. You're going to love it, I promise. Alright, so let's go into the kitchen and I will start making today's Trader Joe's Thanksgiving items. Alright, this is the first thing I'm going to start off with making. It does take quite a long time in the oven, but it's 350 degrees for about 50 minutes, and it is 6 points for 1 cup, but it's creamy, it's cheesy, so it's a creamy cheesy gratin of sweet potatoes and mushrooms. All of those things I love. So you get this in the freezer section of Trader Joe's, and this is what it looks like. So before I start doing anything else, I'm just going to pop this in to let this start working its magic. So next up is this Trader Joe's brined bone-in half turkey breast with garlic herb butter, and it says that it is fully cooked. So oh, let me show you what it looks like. So you put it in this roasted pan and this is what it looks like. It came in this like vacuum sealed bag. Yes, so what you do is you're supposed to cover it tightly with foil and then stick it in the oven for about 25 minutes, 375. Then you remove it and baste it for like 12 to 15 minutes. And then you're supposed to let it rest. So that's what I'm going to do. So on the stove top, I am starting to make this cornbread stuffing mix. Now it's 2 points for half a cup of it dry, which honestly it's hard for me to think about the portion, but I don't know, also I highly doubt that it's accounting for the butter that you have to use. So I am just going to say that this is going to be 3 points for half a cup. So I am guessing a little bit, but that's just what I have to do. So basically you have butter, and then it calls for water, but I'm using turkey stock because I think it'll give it more flavor, and dressing. So you bring that to a boil. So I'm mixing it up honestly and just waiting for it to come to a boil. And then you let it simmer for a couple of minutes. I think it says 3 to 5. And then you dump this in for a while. So I'll tell you what to do next. Alright, so it's been boiling for a while. So you're just supposed to take it off the heat and then dump it in. Also, there is an option for a drier or a moister version, and I prefer a little bit more drier. So if mine looks dry, that's on purpose. Yeah, so you just stir this up little by little. Ooh, I'm so excited for this.
Let me help you out.
No. Okay, I'm just going to dump the rest in. I'm making a mess.
Perfect.
Oh my gosh, I'm still making a mess. Maybe I should have made the moisture version, but it's fine. Does this look good? Or should I keep mixing it?
I think it's fine. I mean, I'm no expert, but...
Alright, this looks moist enough. And then you just cover it for about 10 minutes and let it sit. Alright, so the turkey has been going for 25 minutes in the oven, just alongside the potatoes. And now it's supposed to cook for about 12 to 15 minutes, and you're supposed to baste it occasionally. So, smells? Oh. Alright, this is the turkey that it should be done. So I have to remove it from the pan. So I have this thing here. And then I am supposed to cover it with foil and let it sit there for 5 minutes. While the turkey is resting for 5 minutes, I'm just going to stick one of these holiday herb rolls, wow, cannot speak, into the oven just to warm it up and maybe get a little crispy on the outside. Alright, here is what Thanksgiving test meal number 1 looks like. So 3 points worth of the turkey, 3 points for the roll, 6 points for the potatoes, and 3 points for the stuffing. So this is 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Oh boy, but it smells great. Hi, so I will tell you about dinner soon, but let's first make dessert. So I'm going to make like little apple pie cups. So in here I have 1 apple. I kind of peeled it, obviously not super well, all chopped up. And I am making this apple pie filling by Weight Watchers. I did edit it a little bit to only make it 1 point. And I'm just doing 1/3 of this recipe because honestly it's just going to be me. So I have the apple here. Then I am going to add 2 teaspoons, I'm sorry, of brown sugar. And then lemon juice, I will just add 1 teaspoon of lemon juice. Then cinnamon will be a 1/4 of a teaspoon. So this is 1/8, so I'm going to do 1 and 2. And then just a little bit of nutmeg. Ooh, that nutmeg smells good. So I am just going to mix this all around, and that is the first step. Alright, I just added these to the pan, and so actually I was quite surprised. You're supposed to cook these over medium heat for 12 minutes, which kind of seems like a lot, but that is what I will be doing. Alright, okay, so this little pan, it always gets way too hot. I don't know what it is. So you could see these got a little toasty, but oh well. So I am using these mini phyllo pastry shells. I couldn't find anything like this at Trader Joe's, so this is just from Albertsons, and I could have 2. These are tiny, guys, like bigger than 1/4, but not by much, you know.
Finger.
Yeah,
pastry.
Eric is helping me. So I could have, oh my gosh, like look at what is happening? Wow, okay. No joke about how tiny these are. Maybe I could get like another one into here.
That's funny.
Oh, that's so funny. Alright, well, I'm going to bake these in the oven for like 5 minutes. Alright, so I have my little dessert here in front of me, but I want it to cool off a bit so I could just try it on air or on video with you guys. So let's talk about the dinner. So I am going to rank it from what I thought was the best to the worst. Now, or I guess my favorite to my least favorite. So, hands down, the best was the stuffing. Stuffing is like one of those foods that I feel like always is pleasantly surprising. Like, I feel like in my head I know what stuffing tastes like, and then every single time I'm eating it I'm like, oh my gosh, why don't I eat this all the time? Like, so the stuffing was awesome, but I like stuffing and I forget about it. And then, man, second and third place is pretty, it could go up and up for the turkey and the potatoes. I am honestly going to put the turkey ahead of the potatoes. I really like the turkey. The only, like, it was really flavorful. It was not dry at all. The only thing that I think I was a little bit disappointed was that, like, the skin didn't really get, like, nice, dark, and crunchy. And I just cooked it according to the instructions on the back. And I didn't want to cook it for very much longer because I was worried that the turkey would get dried out, and who likes dried turkey, right? Nobody. But it wasn't dry. It was just nothing. It was awesome. And then the potatoes were also super good. I think the thing that I liked most about the potato was that, like, you got a bunch of flavor in there and creaminess, but it was still 6 points, which I feel like 6 points for a cup of, like, carbs basically is really, really good. And so it was solid. And then the last thing actually I would put was the roll, but it was still really good. I think it's because my favorite type of rolls, especially for Thanksgiving, are like the Bridgeford rolls. Do you guys know what the Bridgeford rolls are? Like rolls, they're just basically the most buttery rolls on the face of the earth, and so soft. And they are like, if I had a choice for Thanksgiving, I would forsake all else and just have a plate full of rolls. But that is how I became to be what I am, well, what I was before, right? Like 62 pounds heavier. That helped get me there. Yeah, so these rolls are really different. They're not really buttery because they have that herb, I just need to stick with one, that herb flavoring, which it was really good. It's just not butter, and that's basically what I want, is butter. But yeah, so it's really solid. The texture is really good. I highly recommend heating it in the oven for a little bit because the crust got a tiny bit crunchy, but the middle was just so soft, really not dry at all. The roll texture was absolutely perfect. And you know what? I would actually say maybe mix. Like, get like a buttery type of roll and also get this type of roll too, because I think this combo would be really good. And I think it would make awesome like baby turkey sliders in the future. That would be really good. Did I have anything else? I don't think I had anything else. That was really good. So let's talk about dessert. This is my tiny, tiny little dessert, but this is only 2 points, and I'm not using any fake sugar or anything, which is great. I am going to add a teeny squirt. Okay, that came out a little bit bigger. Are these? Eric is filming. Eric, do I just pop this whole thing in my mouth, or should I try to bite it? Probably bite it, right?
Yeah, I'm not a food expert though, so I don't know. It might be hot. I don't know.
I don't think it's gonna be hot. I'm just worried it's gonna be messy. Okay. Oh. Oh, this is really good. Okay, I'm going to talk about it, and then I'm going to eat it. All right. This little, did you hear the crunch of the?
Yes.
Okay, I hope you guys heard the crunch. Super crunchy, which is great. Really flaky. You can taste a little bit of the butteriness, which you know I love in the thing. The filling is great. This is awesome. You know what? I think I'm going to make baby pumpkin pies and baby whatever, because this little crusty thing is awesome, and it's just enough. It's like, it's 2 bites worth, you know, per thing. And it's 1 point for 2 of them for just the filling or just the outside. And look at, they're really cute too. And they almost have like this floury texture over. So yeah, I'm not a dessert person except for ice cream. And this is awesome. So the next meal you're going to see are more primarily Trader Joe options for different sides, and and you will see my mom's recipe for green beans that I love so much. So you'll see it like right now. Hey, so it's been a couple of days since I filmed the first Thanksgiving video, Thanksgiving dinner video. But I just wanted to, honestly, I wanted to eat the leftovers while they were still fresh. And so I figured I would let you guys know about them. Please excuse the headphones. When I'm cooking, I like to listen to podcasts on and off. So, let me see. Oh, so the leftovers. Man. Also, my parents ate it. They made it into like turkey sandwiches with those rolls. Those rolls are so good. I did not give them high enough praise. So everything, like, it tasted like good Thanksgiving leftovers. It was super, super good. I feel like I'm looking terrible today, but oh well, this is just my face, right? If my face is looking terrible, it's looking terrible. Yeah, but the leftovers were so, so good. The stuffing is still like holding up. Like, I have more because it made a lot, and I totally wish I was having some tonight, but I just don't have the points. But maybe tomorrow. But I'm excited for some new things that I have to show you. So you guys maybe can see we have some bacon sizzling. So I am starting to make my mom's green beans. It is not a green bean casserole, but it is what we have growing up instead, because I don't know if my mom likes the green bean casserole very much. But anyway, this is what we do. So I'm going to kind of walk you through how we do it. It's really easy and simple. Basically, you have center cut bacon. Oh, this is only going to be 1.2. So you have some center cut bacon. You cut it up into like bits, you know, bite-sized pieces. You saute it. I already have green beans that I like cut off the ends and made into kind of bite-sized pieces, and mushrooms, and I wash those all up. They're rinsing in the sink right now. And then I have 1 onion cut up, and I think it's about like a pound of green beans. And then actually the bacon I think ended up being 12 ounces, not quite a pound. Yeah, but fry up the bacon, and that is the first step. Here is the recipe. Guys, this is actually like the easiest recipe in the world, despite the full length. If you don't, and look at my mom, because I asked her how to make this, and I wanted like a printed out recipe. And so my mom made this and wrote it out, and so she even like made this little thing to I don't know, just because she's the cutest. Honestly, I don't know if there's a more thorough or detail-oriented person in the entire world, which makes for great recipes, a great recipe writer for people who need everything broken down into it. But isn't she awesome? While the bacon is going, I am going to be trying some of these turkey cranberry meatballs. And guys, 4 little meatballs are 5 points. I mean, I have the points for it, like I planned for 5 points, but like I did not realize how small they were. So these better be good is all I'm saying, for 5 points for these 4 tiny little things. But yeah, oh, so Amy, make a point. Basically, I'm cooking them in the oven. There's 2 ways to cook them, in oven or microwave, so I'm just putting them on a pan. I put a little bit of spray so it wouldn't coat it, but it's 30 minutes at 350 degrees. Alright, so the bacon has been cooked, and I removed the grease. I put it in a little bit, well, I put the bacon grease in a cup just in case we need it, because for the next couple steps, I'm going to have a light coating of the bacon grease in the pan. So I have my cut up onion here. So honestly, I'm just going to soften these up and saute them in this same pan. And that's the next step. I also just added some salt, pepper, and garlic powder. Honestly, it's just to taste, because I just like to season all steps of it if I can. Alright, so the onions have been sauteed, so I'm just going to add a little bit of this bacon grease back into the pan. So honestly, just enough to kind of coat the pan so things don't stick to it. And then I am going to just add the mushrooms and do the same thing. Maybe I'll turn it up a little bit. Just saute them, sprinkle some salt, pepper, garlic powder if you want, just to taste, whatever kind of seasonings. It's going to get a lot of seasonings from the bacon. So just saute these up and that's it. The mushrooms are out of this pan, and now I just did the exact same things for the green beans, but the green beans you only want to cook like this for about 2 to 3 minutes. Okay, so after it's been sauteing for just a couple minutes, you want to add about 1/2 cup of water to the pan. Now my mom said like or so basically if you think it needs more or less, just do it to what you think. And then honestly, you're just going to let it cook like that until the green beans get to like the tenderness or the crispness that you like it. I like my green beans like pretty soft and squishy. So yeah, that's what you do for that next step. While my beans are just kind of sauteing, I'm going to be starting to work on these. So I'm going to have 2 types of potatoes just so I could kind of try them and show you guys. So I'm going to have 3 points worth for each of them, and then I'm going to show you how to make them. You can make them in the microwave, but I'm going to make it in the stove or on the stove. Okay, so I have 6 pieces of the sweet potato with some of this Trader Joe's turkey stock. I think I'm using like maybe a tablespoon in here. So basically it's just warming it up and like mixing it. And the same goes over here. Ooh, getting foggy. Sorry, the same goes over here for the regular, except for I get 9 of these for 3 points with the same turkey stock. So I'm going to just be trying to keep my eye on them, stirring around. This is what the green beans are looking like. Alright, so these are all sauteed. So now all I have to do is to put the rest of the things, the beans, the bacon, everything, and kind of heat everything all together. And this is what it looks like when it is all put together, and it smells amazing. So I'm going to go plate everything up and then I will show it to you. This is the Trader Joe's gravy that I am trying. So now let's look at the plate. So this is my dinner. So it's 1 point, 1 point, 3 points, 3 points, 5 points, which means 13 points for this dinner, which honestly kind of a lot for all things. Like, how is this 3 points? Anyway, maybe it tastes amazing. So I'm going to eat all of this and let you know what I think. Well, I just finished my dinner and I wanted to share some of my wrap-up thoughts. So first, those meatballs or turkey cranberry balls, I don't know what you want to call them, those were really tasty. Like, I was really surprised. I have obviously a freezer bag full of them and you don't get very many of them, but honestly, if I could work those meatballs into my day, I totally am going to, because they have a lot of flavor for those little things, and I really liked, you could definitely taste a little bit of the sweetness of the cranberry, but wasn't overpowering, so that was really good. So then let's talk about, well, the green beans. It's our family's classic. It's like one of our classic family dishes, and so, and honestly, the only points that come with it are the bacon, so I just kind of like, and I had center cut bacon, and so I know I could have 2 strips of bacon for 1 point. So if you just kind of portion it out like points wise with that, it's so tasty and so flavorful. Once again, not the traditional green bean casserole with the fried onions and those different things, but it's really good, and I would recommend, if you don't want to try it for Thanksgiving, I would recommend just try that green bean casserole, green bean sauteed bacon-y thing, whatever, at different times of the year, because it's so good, so good. If you like bacon, which I'm a bacon person for sure. Okay, so honestly, the gravy, I think it's fine if you want like emergency backup gravy. I felt like it was missing some of the, like, it wasn't quite as creamy necessarily, or I guess as thick as I would care for it to be. And I'm definitely like, I would just have a portion of like the gravy, you know, that you make from the drippings in the turkey, if you're doing, if you're roasting your own turkey or cooking your own turkey that way. Yeah, but it's fine for a backup, you know, because I don't know about your house, but sometimes our house, like, gravy, awesome, perfect, works great, and then other times it's just difficult for some years. And then the potatoes. So the sweet potatoes are a little bit hard for me, because I feel like, well, first of all, I love sweet potatoes, and I know what I could get for a sweet potato if I just bake it. Like, just put a raw sweet potato, stick a couple forks in it, put it in the oven, and then like, and it just has so much flavor, and you get a lot more of it if you do it that way. So personally, I don't think I would recommend the sweet potatoes, just because you get so little for the amount of points. The taste was good. It was really good. And if you want something easy, and if you have the points for it, please go ahead. Like, I don't want to discourage you from that. And I would say the mashed potatoes, you definitely get like a good portion for that. But I am just not really a potato person. I grew up in a family where we just had rice I love rice. And so, you want to know honestly what I did? I was like, I couldn't stop thinking about that stuffing that I had from that first dinner. So I was like, you know what, forget it. And so I didn't even eat the potatoes, and I just threw the stuffing in the microwave and had that instead of the potatoes. And and I had a roll too, because I had the points for it, because I didn't eat the potatoes and the stuffing. So I ended up, like, I tried a bite of it, I tried a little bit of it. So I had the stuffing, the meatballs, and one of those rolls, and it was such a good dinner. So good. It was awesome. Anyways, so I thought by having these different Trader Joe's meals, or just these different recipes, it could maybe give you some ideas for what you could do for Thanksgiving. So honestly, like, having this trial kind of made me go into a mindset of my plan for Thanksgiving. So I am going to track all my food, and I am going to try to stay in my daily points for the day. But if I don't, that's fine. But I know my priorities. So what I'm like, my plan of attack for Thanksgiving as of right now, I am going to have some of the turkey breast, no skin. And because of the way my mom cooks the turkey, we're definitely going to have like a whole traditional turkey for it. It should be like 0 points for the blue freestyle plan. But I think by having turkey a couple days in a row, and I like weighed it out, I don't know if I'll weigh it out on Thanksgiving. I might, but anyway, so it should either be like 0 points for just the turkey breast that I'm going to have. And then I'm for sure having some green beans because I love my mom's green bean casserole, and she puts more love into it, I think, than I do. So mine turned out great, but I'm sure hers are going to be even better. I'm going to have some stuffing because I love some stuffing. And then I am going to have some rolls. Specifically, our family tradition is Bridgeford rolls. I do not know how many points those are, but they are buttery and they are amazing, and that is what I'm going to do. The potatoes I could skip. If they're salad, I'll have salad. You know, that shouldn't, I could put low point dressing on it or whatever. But the potatoes are going to skip, and honestly, I am not that much of a sweets person, and I'm especially not that much of a pie person. So I can skip that. Anyway, I hope this helped give you guys some ideas. If you are new, I would love to have you to please hit that subscribe button. Please don't forget to give it a like. And if you have any suggestions about Thanksgiving, like what your plan is going to be, or maybe some low point options that we could have, or some of your favorite Thanksgiving recipes, even if they're not low points, please put it in the comments so I could check out some of your favorites. Okay, thank you so much. Thanks for watching. Bye.